Today we will be talking about all of the different Royal Caribbean drink packages, answering all of your questions, as well as some things you can even bring on the ship with you. So the first thing I want to tell you is that you don't need a drink package. You do not need to buy anything extra at all. None. And I mean that. We've done it. And what you're going to get out of that is all your meals. You're going to have breakfast. You're going to have milk. You're going to have chocolate milk. You're going to have orange juice available. And it doesn't really matter the meal. You're also going to have, tea available. You're going to have flavored waters available, regular water available. Your basic coffees, not the fancy stuff that's going to cost you if you want your lattes and espressos and all that kind of stuff. Those will cost you. But you don't have to even get a package for that. So there's opportunities to just pay that a la carte, or there's some other options that are available that we will get into. And matter of fact, one of them's not even a package. Two of them's not even a package. So with that, know that you do not need to stress out, because I realize when you're looking at these, as we did, particularly on our first few cruises, that's a lot of money. And for us, we wanted to not worry about the drinks. We drank alcohol, so we bought the Deluxe Package, and we're going to get into that. There's definitely a space for that, even if you're on kind of the fringe. But again, number one thing, you do not need a package. Enjoy yourself. Don't stress on this. All right, first thing I'm going to tell you about the first package is called the soda package, and that includes it includes soda. It's not included otherwise. So when you're getting that, it is Coke products that they're going to carry. It does vary a little bit per ship. It seems like also from what they have per bar, the bars actually carry stuff different, because, like, for example, my wife wanted Coke Zero, and she went to, I want to say I think we were maybe on Radiance at the time. I don't know, it might have been a lower. And the bar that we had went to, they said, I'm sorry, we don't have Coke Zero. And again, as we go to the casino, and they have Coke Zero. So it makes a difference as to what bar you're at as to what they're going to have. But in general, Coke products. These are going to be available at the bars, and they have something called the Freestyle machines. They're going to give you a cup, an insulated cup that has one of those readers in the bottom that says, that they give that to you. So, okay, I've got the drink package, and you're good to go. I'm sorry, you got the soda package, and you're good to go. Although you get the same cup with the other packages that are above that. So with that cup, you can go to the Freestyle machines. You put that under there. You fill it up, and does your ice, and it has those little bubbles that you see sometimes at some of the other restaurants where you just touch the bubbles and it'll fill the glass. You can even mix flavors that are in that bubble. If you're going to the bars, obviously that's not quite so much of a thing there. Most of the time they're using cans that they're opening, using part of it, and using, something for somebody else. However, if you have the soda package, or even if you don't, you're buying it a la carte, you can just ask for the whole can or whatever it is you're using. Not whatever it is you're using. Some of them will use 2-liter bottles. They're not going to give you a whole 2-liter. But anyway, you get what I'm saying. Is you're going to get a glass of this, whether you're using the Freestyle or if they're just going to hand you a cup. You don't have to have the cup with you in order to get a soda. So don't worry about that. Also, on this particular package, not everybody in the room has to have a soda package. If one person drinks a lot of soda and not so much the other person, or if it's a family and 2 do and 2 don't, that's something that you can mix and match to what you're looking to do in some of the different packages, with the exception of the Deluxe Beverage Package, which again, we'll get into those differences real soon. You cannot share your packages with somebody. Obviously, these are intended when they're putting the prices out, it's per person. It's not per person and then you share it and just kind of, you don't want to do that. That's kind of what can sometimes get the prices up high on some of these things, is the people that are trying to cheat the system. As far as the price goes on that, full price is typically, it can vary on between the ships. Full price about $15 a day per person. Usually you can get a sale on that, and usually that sale is going to get you right around that, probably between $8.99 and $11.99 under most circumstances, unless you just really wait too long. My advice on any package is to buy it when you know you want it. Don't wait for a sale, because if you wait for a sale and it doesn't come, or the sale's not what you think it is, and you've already passed on a better price, you're stuck paying the higher price, which is really frustrating. Again, this advice that I'm giving you was given to me, and I ignored it and I paid more. So When you know you want it, get it, and then if the price goes down, then you can go ahead and get it repriced and save that money. So it's not a huge deal, at least in my mind. Obviously, this is relative, but it's not a big deal in my mind to have to do that and get the price changed. Right, the next package I wanted to talk about was the refreshment package. The refreshment package would include obviously everything that was free, and includes a soda package along with the souvenir cup that you get with the soda package, that insulated cup. And it includes your other things that you might like that don't have alcohol in it. So that's going to be it's going to be things like your mocktails, those non-alcoholic drinks that look like the same drink. It just doesn't have the alcohol. It's going to include the specialty coffees, your espressos and your lattes and such. It does not include the ones that are at the Starbucks kiosks that some ships have. The coffee that you're getting that's going to be at the Starbucks, if they have a Starbucks, is the same coffee, the same Starbucks coffee when you go to the cafes. So, and even if you want to get the specialty drinks, that's that. So you really have to just want to go to the Starbucks. They'll have their own stuff there as far as like the souvenirs and such. That usually it's be specific to the ship, to where you can get that to take with you. So it's a different deal. When you get in the Starbucks, it is not a part of any of the packages that Royal Caribbean is going to have. None of them. So know that. So if you want your coffee and you want to use the refreshment package, just make sure you go to the right place for that. There are places for this. Will there be a line? Depending when you go. I mean, breakfast time, yeah, there's going to be a line. But if you go into places like the main dining room and you're getting your coffee, I really love their coffee at the main dining room. Same way with their tea. It's fresh brewed. It makes a difference. So you can get those things there, and without necessarily waiting in the line, you're just a part of your normal service, and they do a great job in the main dining room for that. So, and that's for any meal there you can enjoy. So with your coffee, again, that'll cover all the specialty stuff that you're wanting to. Just know that you got to go to the right place to get it. The other thing, very important to know, is if they have a Johnny Rockets. Not all ships have a Johnny Rockets, but if they have a Johnny Rockets, they're going to have those Johnny Rockets shakes. And if you have had those before, they're pretty darn good. So know that you're going to get free Johnny Rockets shakes with that refreshment package, as well as we'll get into obviously the beverage, the deluxe package. So take advantage of that. When you see it, it's something that you don't have to necessarily go in and buy the meal for. It's done separate. And again, it wouldn't include any alcohols in those. It's just your regular shake, regular delicious shake, and take advantage of that. Next, I want to talk about the deluxe package. And the deluxe package is going to be obviously everything that was free. It includes the soda package. It includes the refreshment package. What else doesn't include or does it include? The alcohol. So it includes drinks up to $14 their menu price. They make this available. Royal Caribbean makes this available as to what's going to be included and what's not. And even if you couldn't find it, even if you're not sure, and you're like, well, I wanted Gentleman Jack, and so I was afraid to get it, so I just got Seagram's because I saw the bottle. Gentleman Jack, first of all, it is included. But if you couldn't find that, just know that when you are purchasing, when you say, tell the guy, whether it be the bartender or the person waiting on you, that you want, Gentleman Jack and Coke, whatever your jam is there. But you want to make sure it's included. They can do that. If they bring you, even if they don't say that and you forget to say it, if there's a charge to it, there's an additional charge, they're going to bring you a receipt, and you're going to have to sign that receipt saying that you were aware that it was an extra couple bucks. And that's the good thing about it, is that if it's more, one, you're going to know it because they're going to have you sign off. And two is that you already have the kind of a $14 buffer that is included in your package. So if you happen to find something that's $1 more or $2, whatever the price is, you're just signing off on the extra buck or two that's on there. So it's not some crazy price and great, now my drink's going to cost a fortune and I wasted my money. You're not. There's so much that's included. I mean, you would really have to be in pretty high-end alcohol for it not to be included to that. Again, they're name brands, and we will put that up on the screen for you so you can get a look at that. And also, again, we'll try to include some links for you there so you can find that as well. If you're looking to do any of these packages, it's going to be helpful to know that the price of these things that you're looking at. So when you look at the first package and you look at that soda package and you see $9 a day, and you're going, I'm not going to drink $9 worth of soda. If you got that at the normal sale price, it's going to put you about $10. That's just slightly under 2 sodas. That's it, just 2 sodas. I think they're $4.50, I believe, at least as of making this. I believe that's what they came out to as being $4.50. Well, depending on what you bought it at, if you bought it at $8.99, you choose your break even. If it's $9.99, you're right there. So don't necessarily sweat that unless you just one that just wants your one soda. It might be well worth it for you to just go ahead and make sure that you've got at least that. So if you're looking at the refreshment package, it's going to include more things. It's going to include things like water bottles. The water bottles that you would get most places that size will run you $3. So that those kind of things add up. If you're getting coffees that are not your basic ones, I mean, again, you're on a cruise ship. They're going to cost more. Those are going to be elevated prices where you're paying $5, $6, $7 for those specialty coffees. So that makes a big difference for getting the mocktails. Those I think are running around $8, I want to say, for a mocktail, depending on what's going on with it. So those prices add up. If you're going to drink those things, keep that into account. And I know a lot of people will wonder, well, gee, if I'm got sea days versus going on an excursion on days where we're at a port, am I going to get my money's worth? If you even think it's close, it might be worth to do it just so you're not trying to count your dollars. That's not a fun vacation thing. Is so, okay, well, I don't want to do that because I'm going to be over $1 or I'm going to be over a drink and it's going to cost a couple extra bucks. And that's not fun if you're doing that to yourself, if you're trying to keep it below a package price. But if you're barely doing it in one day versus another, and you know that, and you're aware of it, and it is just something you want to do, that's part of your plan, do it. Absolutely do that. But just the prices make a big difference as to when you're trying to figure out what's worth what. And those prices are somewhat close for any of the cruise lines. Like I said, we did do the Margaritaville at Sea. Very similar there. I think it was maybe even $1 more for a lot of the drinks they had there for the fancier drinks, which gets me to Royal Caribbean's alcohol drinks, and those menu drinks are $14 a piece. And you'll open the menu, and they're all going to be $14. And most of the stuff that you're going to come up with on your own is going to be $14. They do have some other things that they'll do in there. Each day they'll switch one of those specialty drinks up and have that be the drink of the day. So you can kind of, if you're looking to save a little money, particularly if you're buying a la carte, $11. So if you don't have the drink package, menu price $14, drink of the day $11, and then like I said, your sodas and such I've already covered there. Your beer, I personally drink Bud Light. I'm going to use that as the example because that's what I'm familiar with. That is $7.49. All these prices do not include the taxes and gratuities that will get added to it. So your breakdown, what I like to do is I compare it to the refreshment package. If you are looking at the refreshment package price versus the deluxe beverage prices on their sales, it's so close that I can tell you this is a very good breakdown. If you are getting four menu drinks, cocktails, you're probably at a break-even point. If you're getting, I'm just going to drink drink of the day and I'm not going to get the beverage, I'm not going to get the alcohol package, 5 of those are going to be about your break-even point. If you're a beer drinker, like I am, generally speaking, that's going to be about 6 beers. They have a variety of beers. I'm telling you what I'm used to seeing. You can obviously check individual prices, but regardless, you're talking $1 one way or the other. You're not going to have a big savings here. The number I would tell you is 6, 5, and 4. 4 being the mixed drinks, the menu drinks, and 6 being the beers. So use that as your break-even point, but know that if you're on vacation, you sometimes just want to not worry about the money on it, trying to keep track of whether you're over or have any surprises because you're sure you didn't drink that because they keep track of it and you're gonna be signing it. And sometimes if you drink alcohol, it's just better to just go ahead and get it. I mean, I don't want anybody to overindulge. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying from a financial standpoint, one thing I do not want to do on a cruise, on a vacation, is be worrying about money. So I like to kind of have it covered if I know I'm going to be doing that. So consider that when you're doing it. The other thing I like about the deluxe package, if I'm going to get it, and there's times that I don't, is that I get to try things. And I've learned that there's some things that I'm really glad I got to try, like a zombie. I'd watched one of those TV shows where they're fixing up bars that are having problems, and I found out I like a zombie. And it's kind of a fruity type drink, but I like it. It's really good. And I've also seen, they've got the drinks, the mule drinks. I'm like, well, that looks good. It's got the nice copper cup. And I found out I do not like ginger beer at all. Nasty. I don't understand how people like that. Blech. So, but it gives you a chance to do that. And that's kind of the fun, is to be able to take a sip of that, and you're drinking it, and, 10 minutes later, the bartender comes, or the bartender, well, maybe the bartender, if you're sitting there, the waiter comes by and asks how you're doing, and say, can you get me something, or just order a different drink. Can you get me a zombie? And you don't have to worry about that. You just sipped it and you wanted to try it, and maybe even kept trying it because, you just bought this thing and you don't want to waste a $14 drink. So just get what you want and not worry about it, and you can do that easier if you've got the drink package and can make those adjustments. I just want to restate, I am not trying to condone overindulging. Everybody, you do you, it's your vacation. I just wanted to show that if you're someone that drinks alcohol, it's easy to get there. If you're having mimosa in the morning or a Bloody Mary in the morning, sometimes too, people do that, and they're not necessarily drunk to do it. And okay, well, there's two of those $14 drinks, and then maybe at lunch you have a drink. Maybe you go to the pool and you'll have a drink or two. You have that. Next thing you know, it's dinner time. Maybe there's a cocktail there. All the shows and such that you're going to have bars in them. A lot of the game shows that you're going to, they're done at bars. So you're going to have that temptation. There's going to be a guy asking you, hey, can I get you a drink? And everybody around you is going to have a drink. And you're on vacation. You're probably going to want a drink. So enjoy your drink if that's what you want to do. It's really easy to get there. I'm saying if you're going to drink, do the math on it. There's a good chance it's worth it. But again, I've done all the different ways. So I also wanted to share with you some of the other options that are out there, and that would be they sell, you'll see this on there, to get 12 or 24 of the Evian bottles. Those are 1 liter bottles, so they're big. So when you look at the price going, oh my gosh, I don't want to pay $30 for this. They're big. And so when you get these things, what I did with it, what night I didn't have a drink package, I was telling myself I'm only going to have water. I may buy a beer if I want it. And I didn't want to be carrying a bottle, so I had one of those sling back kind of a things that just hold maybe 2 of those bottles. If it was stuffed, I would just put 1 back there, and I had that with me, and it worked. It worked just fine, and it's something that lasted me the entire cruise. If you're not going to drink, that's a good thing. If you're doing like a back-to-back kind of a cruise, to have that with you and have the water, you buy it once because you can keep it. It's all there. It transfers over, so to speak, to that week too. So that's an option for you. But also know that you can bring your own water on board. You can bring your own soda on board. So you can bring 12 drinks, that is per stateroom, with you. If you would like to bring wine on the ship with you, you can do that. The 750 milliliter bottles of wine you can bring on, that is 1 per person and up to 2 per stateroom. You can have your room steward bring you a corkscrew if you'd like. If you're needing wine glasses, those are going to be available at any bar at no cost. If you're going to have these with dinner at the MDR, there is a $15 corking fee on that. That is per bottle. Know that there's some options for you, again, to save some money. And the other thing I wanted to bring up, if you're a coffee drinker, is that they have a coffee card. And I've seen those at usually about $31, and you get a certain amount of punches on it. And so like an espresso, like every shot of espresso that you add in your drink is a punch. And I think you get like 15, I want to say. My wife's done it. I'm not a coffee drinker, but I'm almost positive the number's 15. And if not, she can like add in the typing. She'll be doing the editing, and she can say, no, Jeff, it's 10 or whatever the number is. But I'm pretty sure it's 15. So that's available. Again, that is not available to use at the Starbucks. That's its own deal. And let me get to Starbucks. So a lot of times, if you're trying to budget yourself, Starbucks gift cards that you buy on land are good at Starbucks when you're at sea. So that's a good thing. It's a good way to budget it. If you're trying to watch your money, you're not going to buy the different things that you want to have. You just want to have your stuff and know what you're spending. You can get that card and you know how much money you got. And something that you couldn't used to do, but you can do now, from what I understand, because of Utopia Indices, is that they've started adding it to where you can use your app, your Starbucks app, to use at their kiosks. So one of the things I want to bring in, it's a kind of in the tips and tricks. I do this all the time. Once I found it, I'm like, well, this is perfect. So if you go onto the website, this is not your app. You go onto the website, and on the upper right hand corner, it'll say gifts and gears, and you hit that, and there'll be options for gifts. But those gifts and such will also include some alcohol options. Specifically, the one that I use will have 6 beers and a cooler bag. And if you can get a deal on it, it's basically like almost getting either a beer or the cooler bag included or free, however you want to look at that. You can take one on board, and you're good to go. You just go to the bar and you order 6 beers, and they won't open them. You can put them in there. You get some ice. That's available at your Windjammer. That's available at the solariums that I've been to. They have ice available along with Vitalities and different things like that, so you don't have to leave the solarium. Great opportunity there, again, to save some money, and that way you also don't have to track somebody down if you want to drink, because my drinks are in there. Water bottles, I can order water bottles, put those in there. I can order sodas, I can put those in there. They have the Truly drinks, those are canned. I can put those in there. And they have packages for the Truly. They have packages for just water. They have packages for soda. So you can use those and have the cooler bag with you. And I absolutely love doing that. So because I have cruised so often, I've gotten to the point to where I just recently became Diamond. And with that, I get 4 free drinks. And so with those 4 free drinks, I'm definitely not going to be getting any packages. And that's 4 free drinks per day. And then since I play at the casino, and that's a whole different video, but there is a point that you can get to where you can get free drinks at the casino. It is not naturally included with that, so don't expect that one, unfortunately. You have to get to a certain level. But anyway, I just want to make sure you knew that this is a fantastic opportunity to, again, have the great service, because you're the one doing it. You fill the bag up, you fill the ice, and you got your stuff for the day. The other thing you'll find in there is that they'll have opportunities to purchase like some specialty, like a wine and cheese, or a wine pairing with something else, strawberries, chocolate covered strawberries. So again, a way to have that beyond being able to bring potentially up to 2 bottles per room. So one of the things you'll see occasionally is, and it's rare, is that they'll have the hard alcohol that'll also be in there. And that hard alcohol is usually like a half-size bottle at double the price that it should be. But compared to the drink packages, if you just want so much, that might be an opportunity for you as well. So keep that in mind, look for it, and it's one of those things where if you've bought the drink package and you're changing your mind, you can cancel that. And if you happen to see that that's out there, you can order that. All those things I'm talking about here will be delivered in your stateroom. So as soon as you get to your stateroom there to put your stuff away, it's going to be there. Your cooler bag is going to be there, or whatever else you could order, that's going to be right there for you. And you can go ahead and take that, go get yourself some ice, and enjoy whatever you're looking to do. The individual packages, they are not shareable. When you are getting the package, you are getting it for yourself. With the Deluxe Package, all the adults of legal drinking age, which out of US ports are going to be 21 years old, some Europe ports will have 18 years old, but they will be required to get that package if they're with you, whether they drink or not. However, instead of online, if you call, you can explain to them that the person doesn't drink for perhaps medical reasons, and they will let them just get the refreshment package as a way to get around that. However, again, if you were caught sharing your package, you lose the packages, both of you do, and you will not get a refund. And from then on out, you'll actually still be paying every drink you want as you go full price. So I hope this has answered any questions you might have in regards to the different beverage packages on Royal Caribbean. If you have any questions, leave comments below. And with any of these channels, I want to definitely encourage you to like and subscribe. This is what we do, and it's out of a labor of love and a lot of time, I can tell you that. So please like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks.